Good afternoon, Professor Trent. I hope you're well and staying safe during this time. So for my final project, I wanted to focus on Hinduism because personally Hinduism was my favorite unit or chapter that we learned in your class, and I feel like I took the most away from it because I knew nothing about Hinduism at all before I took your class, and I really enjoyed learning about it. So I want to focus on Hinduism, and I'm going to start off by saying Hinduism is the oldest known practice religion. So that would mean that Hindus have been through all sorts of pandemics before this. Like, this is not their first rodeo. So definitely the things that I mentioned, I feel like have been used to practice in past pandemics. So practitioners of the Hindu tradition have the view of dharma to be their duty. During a pandemic like COVID-19, their dharma would be to do their part in stopping the spread of the virus. So the thing that I wanted to focus on was kind of how during COVID-19 we have all these rules where you're supposed to be social distancing, washing your hands more than normal, not touching certain things, wearing gloves, wearing your mask, and I wanted to say how if you're not doing those things, which you're supposed to be doing to help you and others around you, it can affect your karma in your next life. So, basically, I feel that if you were a Hindu living in a time like this, your dharma would to be following the social distancing and practicing all those rules to achieve good karma in your next life. I feel like one thing that Hindus would do every day, they would continue to practice puja. Obviously, worship would not stop during a time like this. If so, or if anything, I feel like worship would be even more used and even more effective. And with that being said, also during a time like this, so many places are closed because of needing to social distance, and I feel like a lot of temples and churches are closed and people are really upset about that, and I feel that Hindus would bring a lot more of what they would do in those locations. They would bring more of it home and practice like the puja. All of it would be at home in a safe environment. So to go along with the temples and churches, like all that stuff being closed because of the pandemic, I feel that a lot of their festivals and their traditions would be canceled, such as Holi and Diwali. Those would definitely be affected. Those are two of the largest festivals to the Hindu practice, and a pandemic like COVID-19 would definitely put a stop to them, and I feel like puja would definitely come into play with that as well, since they aren't allowed to they're not allowed to be a part of these festivals. So yeah, I think that's basically all I wanted to say. I used I got a lot from the Hindu chapter in our book, chapter 4. I took most of obviously the vocab from there. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on how about things being closed. Definitely, I feel like when you're born into the Hindu religion, your dharma, your duty necessarily would obviously not be staying safe during a pandemic, but I feel like if one were to arise, such as how we are now, they would definitely be taking that into consideration. Like, if I'm not following procedures, my next life, the karma is definitely going to be not good. Hindus want to have the best karma possible in their next life, so following your dharma is always necessary, even during a time like a pandemic. So, yeah, I think that's it.